If you have any questions that you want answered during the holy month of Ramadan, all you have to do is to send us a text on the following numbers: AfriCell on 2020 200, QCell 3030 300, Chromium 6060 600, or on the Gamcell line on 9990909. Your questions answered this Ramadan on GRTS.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كافها يا عين صاد ذكر رحمة ربك عبده زكريا إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واستعل الرأس شيبا ولم أكن بدعائك رب شقيا
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi lazi hadana lihaza wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. Wassalatu wassalam ala al-ashrafil mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad ibn Abdullah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsani ila yawmiddin. Amma ba'du. Dr. Abubakar Senghor, welcome once again to Exploring Islam, and Ramadan Mubarak to you and all the Muslims watching this program. Our last discussion was on Ramadan, and we did talk about the significance of this holy month, how it is mandatory on all adult Muslims who are healthy to fast during this month, as it is well authenticated in the Quran. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaykum siyamun kama kutiba alal ladzina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. We also talked about how Islam urges us to exemplify the virtues of love, care, and compassion at all times, and that how it is more even rewarding to do so during this holy month of Ramadan. And as a result of that, all Muslims really need to reside in a climate of magnanimity, helping one another. Continuing this discussion on Ramadan, today we're going to begin with Tafsirul Quran. The Holy Quran was revealed during this holy month, Ramadan. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah again says, Shahru Ramadan alazi unzila fil Quran hudan linnasi wa bainati min al-Quran wal Furqan. Faman shahida minkum shahra falyasum. Wa man kana mariza aw ala safarin fa'idatun min ayamin ukhar. The Holy Quran was revealed in this holy month, which is Ramadan. There is this ubiquity of Tafsirul Quran in so many places, in so many mosques in this country. Transliteration of the Holy Quran from Arabic into our local languages, it is pervasive. So many people are just fortified with the zeal to learn this Holy Quran during this month. Tell us the significance of this Tafsirul Quran.
وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى اله واصحابه ومن والاه باحسان الى يوم القيامه. اللهم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك ولا اله غيرك. Thank you very much, Aisha. Al-Quran al-Karim, as we all know, is the custodian of the Islamic faith. It's the custodian of Islamic values. It's the custodian of Islam as a system of life. Islam minus Al-Quran al-Karim would mean nothing. And Al-Quran al-Karim is a holy book. It's a divine book in its entirety, revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam through Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam. Everything in the Holy Quran, the wordings, the meaning, the sequencing of the sentences, the constructions, whatever you read in the Holy Quran is divine. And that is why Quran has multiple dimensions, multiple aspects. And one of the traditions of Muslims is to just be reciting the Holy Quran in its Arabic text as a way of ibadah, as a way of, let's say, how do you call it, devotion, reciting the Holy Quran. but of course, the people that do that for in order to invoke Allah's blessings, the first step for them is to train themselves on how to read the Quran properly. And that was why in the early days of Islam, even up to now, in many Muslim families, children are sent to Islamic schools, to madrasas, to daras, to study the Holy Quran, to be able to read the Holy Quran, so that when the time come up for them to read it as an act of ibadah, they'll be able to read it properly. Because if you cannot read it properly, there's no way that you can invoke Allah's blessings when you read it, when you're citing it wrongly. So similarly also, as you rightly mentioned, Ramadan is a special season for Muslims. It's a special period, a special month. And when Ramadan comes, and given the unique nature of Ramadan and the special status that Allah has given to Ramadan, and the fact that rewards are multiplied in Ramadan, there's this tendency across the Islamic world that everybody is busy during the month of Ramadan to maximize their good deed, so that they maximize their gains. So this is why everybody will try to find something to do, whether in the way of, in the form of giving charity, in the form of how do you call it, helping others, in the form of making summons, and as a way of preaching or sort of propagating Islam, as a way of reminding each. Tafsir al-Quran also was instituted as one of the important mechanisms of da'wah in the Islamic world. So, as a mechanism of Islamic propagation, and also as a forum for learning about Islam and teaching Islam, as a forum for Islamic teaching and explanation, it is a very good tradition. It is a very good practice because it's a message, and the message is in the Arabic language. And Arabic language is not spoken by all Muslims. There are only people who are born Arabic, or those that are born Arabs are very few. The vast majority of Muslims are non-Arabs, and the Quran is in the Arabic language. The classical sources, the most authenticated books of tafsir are in the Arabic language. So, and the traditions of the Prophet that explain Al-Quran came are in the Arabic language, and therefore they need to know the content of the Quran. And those of us that are fortunate enough to understand it properly, when there's chance for them or an opportunity for them like Ramadan to spare some time and make tafsirs to make people understand that message, it's a very good thing, because the message must be understood. They must understand the message.
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory. There's no point talking about a message given in a language that you don't understand, and you're not making any effort to understand the message. So then for you are not part of the message. You have cut yourself off the message. So in other words, if you want to address yourself to the dictates of the message, if you want to attach yourself to the teaching of the message, you must understand the content of the message. And of course, it is also practically speaking probably maybe impossible or very difficult for everybody to be able to speak Arabic in a world of billions of languages and ethnic backgrounds. But what used to happen is this. Al-Quran, Tafsir al-Quran was the last how to call it, if I may say, level of all these levels of propagation, because it used to be a very, and in fact it is still a very technically difficult area. This is a book that contains everything almost that has to do with human life. Every facet of life throughout generations, throughout the history of mankind is being addressed by the Quran. You see the history of the past religions, history of past prophets, the history of past nations. There are rules of Sharia, rules of law. There are principles of governance and administration. There are principles of family law. There is everything. There are scientific principles, whether it is astronomy or astrology, whatever. There are principles of medicine. So this is a comprehensive book which contains every facet of life for the human being. So that is why before one becomes an authority to sit down and be a mufassir, it means a lot. And it has always meant a lot. And before, particularly during the past, the ulama, by the time they reach that level, they would have gone out, spend a number of years. They would have turned the whole region, go beyond even their own regions, studied all the allied sciences. That was the approach that they gave it to. First of all, they will cram the whole Quran, and they go study the legal sciences of Islam, all the linguistic sciences. They will study philosophy, and they will study also logic. They will study all the other related sciences of Islam before they are able to understand the Quran. So after having completed all the related sciences, all